Fabius Bile rides again, and he's better than ever. That's right, boys and girls. Fabius Bile, aka the Clone Lord, aka the Spider, aka one cunning son of a bitch, is back and top billing for the latest edition of Psychic Awakening, the ongoing narrative in the 40k universe. But it appears, at least on the surface of things, that Fabius Bile is on the run. You see, he's only gone and pinched something that belonged to the Death Guard, and the Death Guard don't like being robbed from. So, they've sent not only a quite sizable force after Fabius Bile, but that particular force is being headed up by Typhus himself, who is one of the worst Chaos Space Marines active right now in the 40k universe. Now, if being tracked down by the Herald of Nurgle wasn't bad enough, he's also being tracked down by a substantial detachment of Custodian Guard and Sisters of Silence, it would appear. And if my lore is up to date, I believe the Shadow Keepers, the Custodian Guards who are responsible for keeping the worst shit in the galaxy under lock and key, are amongst them. So it appears Fabius Bile is between a rock and a hard place. Well, at least it appears that way on the surface. You see, Fabius Bile has been around for a long, long time, and he's picked up a few tricks. Not only is he a genius when it comes to crafting flesh, I mean, that's his old shtick, but more than once, he's managed to outwit people who think they've got the better of him. So, who is really chasing who here? Is he a man on the run? Or is he a man really luring to test subject into an area for him to observe and experiment upon? Who knows? I'm sure Psychic Awakening will reveal all, but today GW have previewed Fabius Bile. Some nice pictures of him strutting there with his fabulous pimp cane, and a few of his stats as well. I mean, as far as models go, Fabius Bile is amazing. He's a damn fine model, and I think this gives a lot of Emperor's Children players and fans hope that maybe not in the near future, but in the future, they will get their day in the sun. After all, Fabius Bile was Emperor's Children. May not be affiliated with them directly anymore, lore-wise, I'm not too sure, but that's what he started off with. And if the Emperor's Children range, when it comes, does turn out even a little bit like this, then it'll be a fantastic range. I always thought Emperor's Children leaned more, and Slaanesh in general, leaned more into the sort of like Hellraiser, Cenobite territory, just like really weird stuff like that. Kind of makes them unique, and, you know, objectively, quite nice looking. I mean, they don't look nice, they look awful, most of them, but, you know, aesthetically pleasing to the collector. And as you can see there he is. Nice looking boy. I love that backpack he's got. Ugh, it's really menacing looking. But anyway, GW are leaking, well, not leaking, previewing his stats. And as you can see from his stat line right there, he's a more than capable Space Marine. Movement 6, standard. Web skill 2, so he's pretty good in close combat. Ballistic skill 3, standard. Strength toughness 4, standard. More wounds than the average Space Marine, 5, that's pretty good. 4 attacks, pretty nice. Leadership 9, you know, Leadership 9 is the one guy, so it really doesn't matter. That's 3 plus save, standard, because he's still wearing the same armor that was most Space Marines wear. But we've got some stats for his weapons as well. One of them is quite good. Rod of Torment. That's his fancy-ass pimp cane, by the way. Strength plus 1, making him strength 5. AP minus 1. Meh. Damage D3. And when resolving an attack made with this weapon against a vehicle, damage characteristic of 1. Okay, so we know straight away that you don't want to be hitting people with this. It's a much too nice cane to go hitting people with anyway. I mean, this thing's for strutting, not for striking. Oh god. The Chirgurgeonin, the fancy spider backpack he's got. Strength 4, AP minus 2, 1 damage. When the bearer fights, it can make 3 additional attacks with his weapon. So, 7 attacks, strength 4, AP minus 2, 1 damage. That ain't bad for horde clearance. Ain't bad at all. When he's hitting on 2s, it could do some considerable damage to horde units, slightly weaker units. AP minus 2, strength 4. Regular Space Marines, yeah, pretty good. But it's a multi-tool. It not only can stabby, but it's also got its own unique ability. The Churgurgurgurn. When Fabius Bile loses a wound, roll a d6. On a 5+, that wound is not lost. In addition, at the start of each of your turns, Fabius Bile regains d3 lost wounds. Now, he's going to be a character. You ain't going to be able to pick him out easily. But d3 lost wounds a turn? Oh, damn. That's good. That's real good. I mean, I can't imagine you want this guy front and center in combat in most scenarios. As you'll see later on, he's a buffing unit. But that's nice. D3 lost wounds and a 5+ feel no pain. Ain't nothing to turn your nose up at. But Fabius Bile, as you can see in those pictures, he's got his own personal little gimp with him. Basically sends him off on coffee runs, cleaning up the laboratory, you know, de-gorifying the floors, feeding the other less fortunate gimps, that kind of thing. And he's got his own stats as well. Not what stats, his own ability. If Fabius Bile is accompanied by a surgeon acolyte, that's what it's called, it's not a gimp. After rolling the D3 for an enhanced warrior's ability, you can add or subtract 1 for that roll, e.g. D3 of 3, 2, or 3. If a surgeon acolyte is destroyed, it is ignored for the purposes of a morale test. Now, I know what you're thinking. What does enhanced warriors mean? Well, they've covered that too. Now, this is going to be interesting, and I'll tell you for why. But basically, many units have this in 40k. You roll a dice, and you pick a buff to give to a unit around you, and it carries on for the end of the battle. Very, very straightforward. I know one thing in my G-Steel Cult army has that, but, you know, this guy being Fabius Bile, he's pretty damn handy at it. So as you can see there's a roll down the side. You can either have 1 strength, 1 toughness, or 1 tax to the characteristic of that particular unit until the end of the battle. Now, we don't know what this can affect, but I'm assuming it's going to be all Chaos Space Marines. But the question is this stackable? It doesn't say it's not. I mean, could you just, you know, in perpetuity add 1 strength, 1 strength, 1 strength, 1 strength to a melee unit? Or just keep upping the toughness or attacks? I mean, who knows? I'm assuming there's going to be a little blurbage saying that you can't do that, but he's a dab hand at the genetic engineering. He might be able to do it. Very interesting. And yeah, Fabius Bile is a damn fine looking model. And as far as the setup for this particular episode of Psychic Awakening goes, well, it's pretty intriguing. I mean, you can have your wars, but when you've got someone as very cunning as Fabius Bile, I'm willing to bet he's going to come out of this entire situation on top. I mean, being chased down by the Custodian Guards, who are the best of the best, and the worst of the worst the Death Guard has to offer. The odds are stacked against him, but I've got a funny feeling he's the one really calling the shots in this particular thing. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thumbs up, thumbs down, all that stuff, whatever. And I will catch you all next time. See you later.